everybody, it's Raven, and we're going to do a tutorial module, or a tutorial for turrets today. So far, all I've done is put a quick little bit together. I've got the ship core right here. I've got a faction module in front of it for extra protection, weapons computer, which is selected up top, and a Bobby AI module behind it. OddSim is on, and we've got the XZ plane selected. That's all I've done so far, so let's get building. This will be kind of very loosely based off of the 40mm Bofors cannon, only in that it will have 2 cannons on the sides instead of 4. And you can kind of see I did a version right here earlier. It was just sort of a test. This will be a little bit different. But the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and start building power. So I tend to build my power towards the back, so we'll go ahead and do that. So this is the first bit of power. I always start with just one of these little pineapples or whatever else. It gives a good amount of power for the size of it, and we can add more or extend it as we need to. That's a good start. This will be a small turret, not super big, more of like a, I guess what I'd call a heavy point defense turret. So we're going to go ahead. You can see here I got the Bobby AI here on number 1, faction modules, plex doors. I do tend to use plex doors on my builds. Antimatter cannons, power, shields, the batteries, weapons computers, and a couple of hull blocks. There's a whole bunch more stuff in here, but we'll get there when we get to detailing. First things first, let's add a few guns. So we're going to go ahead and add them in 10 length, like that, and we'll bulk them out a little. See, I already don't like that. We're gonna bring these up a little bit. So we'll go like so. Get rid of that one. Yeah, alright. I'm actually going to get rid of this line right here. That's going to destroy some power, so we're going to go back and replace that. Like so. Now, obviously, for this big of an AMC array, this amount of power probably won't be sufficient. But we'll get to that. This whole back area right here will be shields and power. But let's take a look. There's one thing we can do. It's like a 40 block array in either way. I guess that might make a decent point defense turret, and in the interest of time, we'll use this. So, one thing that I've learned makes good looking turrets is to use wedges. So we'll go ahead and add those, like so, and like that. Now, this isn't actually where all the wedges will be in the end. We'll probably add a block here through the, yeah, we'll do that right now, why not? And I destroyed one of my wedges. Awesome. Go ahead and do that. So we've got our guns, and we're going to need more power. So let's tack that onto the back. And we'll just add another set of these pineapples here. Like so, and if you look at our power, we're at like 2000 E per second. So we'll go ahead and extend this one out. And extend these 2 out. Like so, and like that. Nope, there. So, ugly right now, but it's gonna work. So so we've got power, 4600. I don't know exactly if that's gonna work. If we need to add more later, we can. not really too much of a big deal, but this will be the outside of the turret, and we want it to kind of go out semi-gradually, so we'll go like this. And there we go. Yeah, I like that better. And you'll see what that'll look like here in the end. Obviously, because you're hopefully going to watch this whole thing through, right? Totally. Okay. Now, you always want to make sure your Bobby AI module is either accessible or you're using admin commands to activate it. I'll show you how to activate it without admin commands, because not everybody will have them on servers, etc. So, not such a big deal. There we go. And here's the bottom. Now, if you look right here, it's blocking the Bobby AI module. I don't want that, so we're going to go ahead and change that out. Fill in everything we can with shields. Kind of treat it like a ship that way. No. Okay, we'll bring this back. And yeah, that ought to work. Bring this up and protect the weapons computer a little bit better, like that. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so this is going to be mostly black. So let's get these wedges aimed the right way. There we go. Actually, this one's going to be a plex door. Nope, those are not plex doors. That's plex doors. And the reason I do that is so that I can access that faction module whenever I want to. Now, let's go ahead and get this set up, and we'll just go over here and do it. 10 long. Alright, in the interests of aesthetics, do that, and then mind you, I'm going to cover up the AMCs once I'm done, but this is a decent enough start here, and we'll go ahead and add some white. Why not? Change up the color a little bit. Like so. And that center one's going to be black. I don't know why I did that. Okay, let's get rid of those. Oh, that's why. Okay. So we're actually get rid of all of that. Build out. Again, you know, this is a pretty basic version. I'll end up doing a lot more with it later on, probably, but for the purposes of a tutorial, this ought to work. Yeah, we'll actually do that. So there we go, and then we're going to start working over here on the back, and placing down, we'll do black. Maybe wedges going down that way. Just actually, you can do like this. I like this better already. that, and then something like that, and then we'll just do black wedges, black wedges, black wedges, and then grab the white ones. Like so. We'll actually extend this out just a little bit. Now this whole back part will obviously need to get covered up eventually, but I can do that. Let's do that. I think that'll work, and you know what, we're gonna actually have to extend this white out a little bit just to cover everything properly. I think, mind you, a lot of my building is trial and error, emphasis on error, but you know, whatever. Let's see. Let's get these facing the right direction. Nope. Like I said, error. A lot of it. So go ahead and do that. And then we'll start looking back here. And just fill these in. So the reason I have this whole thing here open is because this is all going to be plex doors, like so. And we'll go ahead and let's get this in the right orientation. Yeah. Make a nice little white stripe like that. Down. Like so. Sorry, still not 100% used to talking while building, so bear with me there. And we'll go ahead and do that, delete that one, stick that there. Stick those, and then that worked out pretty well. Nope, I didn't. I think I might leave these shield blocks out because I kind of like the look, but just on the very edges. So I want to get rid of these two. Add like that. Switch that up. Alright. And I will be back in just a moment. Alright everybody, I'm back, and I just needed to run over to the Arcana. There is the completed turret. I did a little bit more detailing. I'll show you that in a few minutes. What I really wanted to do, or since we're adding this to the Arcana, I guess you guys get a little bit of a sneak peek. And we're going to stick this one up here. So we'll look for a good spot. I think this will work. I've got both symmetries on because these engines are symmetrical, both top and bottom. So although it's more of just so that I can mark it, because the bottom ones will be facing the wrong direction. So now we've got these in, we'll select this one and then turn off symmetry. Alright, so there we go. I think I might have enough space in here. I knew I left space in here. Not because I was lazy, but, you know, because I totally would need space. That's it. Oh. Alright, so I'm going to have to reselect that. Let's get up here, hit C. So we've got the turret thing selected. Now I'm going to make this oversized purposely. Let's see. How did I build this thing? Done so much work on this thing, half the time I can't even remember what I've done. Alright, here we go. So go ahead and add a few here. If it needs to go longer, I'll do that, but yeah, it might have to go wider actually. It's the right height. I tend to make the turret areas oversized first, and then I go back and I fix them up. So what we're actually going to do is get rid of these and rebuild the thing. Yeah, I tend to build my turret areas oversized, and then I trim it down to the correct size. That's just me. And that's assuming I'm not building inside of an area. Now, if I already had a turret area set up, you know, like I already knew, okay, I want it to be X size, then I would just attach a ship core, usually like with little things around it, just by one wide around it, and then do that, and then just build inside of that area. So there we go. That'll be plenty big. So we're gonna pop on out, and I believe I cut a hole in the wall in one of these. The other side, okay. You know, because I totally don't even have a door here yet. There might be one. We'll see. So then our turret will be going up there. And I see an error that I made, and that's going to bug the crap out of me. Alright, well, well, obviously the Arcana is still a work in progress. We're going to dock this turret that we built after I quickly show you what I altered, and then I think we'll be done. Assuming I can get to the turret, that would help. Unfortunately, it's kind of slow. Now, moving turrets around, I would suggest throwing on engines, just for short periods of time. But we'll do that in just a second. So the first thing we're going to do is jump in the ship core. In build mode, I added this white bar across the back. What I'm going to call, because of World of Tanks, commander's hatches on the tops. And then I just sort of wedged these out and gave them a little red dot at the end. That's all I've done. Let's grab some thrusters. Add them to the back so we can get around. And these will come off once it's docked again. Let's do that for later, because we didn't do that now. So we're gonna go and fly this thing up here. Set to 0 so don't accidentally shoot the ship. Not that it really matters, because it does have a million shields, but you know. And sometimes I'll stick cameras on the top or something. It all depends on how it is that you're going to go about doing it. And what your turret design ends up being. So there's our little block. I'm going to just start going down, and come on. Right, sticking the camera on this thing, because I can't see crap. That's probably pretty close though. Just stick the camera right there. Go to it, and there you go. So the next thing I'm going to do, come over here. See that docking area is much bigger than what I needed. We're going to get rid of these, and there we go. So we got a turret docked, and we're going to activate it. Now obviously you would probably go ahead and trim down the docking areas as you needed to, etc. But I'm not too worried about that right now. this is the downside. Normally I build my turrets a little taller. I'm actually just deleting these right now, and I'll add them back in. And I'm not going to be able to get close enough. Alright. This is why you kind of want your Bobby AI module out a little bit. So we're going to go aim at any, and the type is going to be turret. Now, if you have it at selected target, if you're near a shop, you'll start shooting the shop. If you have it selected on your nav map, doesn't turn out well. So just set it to any, and it'll only attack hostile targets, turret, and activate. Now, so you always want to make sure that's the very last thing you do, period. I'm going to go back and reactivate it as soon as I'm done. Actually, I can do that through the structure manual, or module now. But now I'm actually going to alter this again. I think, no, never mind. Too much work. Let's just grab white hole, switch to it, do that, flex doors, set them like that, and there we go. Now our turret should be activated. We can test this if we wanted to, but I do know for a fact that that's activated because of the last thing you have to do is hit the Bobby AI module, and now I have a, on the scale of the Arcana, very small point defense turret up there. So there you go, and that's basically how you build yourself a turret. You want shields, you want it to have its own power. Now if it runs low or out of power, it will draw from the ship. But having its own power is really, really effective, especially if you do have main weapons on your ship, so that it can, you know, draw its own power as needed. And there you go. That is just a quick little tutorial. If you like the video, please leave a like. If you want me to do tutorials on anything else, suggest them in the comments below. Have a good one, and I'll see you next time.